Hey, what's up guys, ASM2641, and welcome to my first ever episode of Quickest Tutorial. In this episode, I'll be teaching you how to do the Ortega method on 2x2 as fast as I can. Time starts now. Step 1, solve one side. Now all I mean is that one side has to be the same color and the other corners don't have to match up to each other like they do right here. All I mean is that one side has to be the same color and it doesn't matter where the other corners match up. Step 2, orient the corners of the opposite layer. There are 8 different cases you could have for this, one in which all the corners are already oriented. The second case is the soon case. This is where 3 corners need to be oriented, and when you hold the stickers in their front face, they are all facing in the top right, like this. The algorithm for this case is RU, R'U, RU2, R'. The third case is the anti-soon case. This is where 3 corners need to be oriented, and when you hold the stickers in their front faces, they're all on the top left. The algorithm for this case is the inverse of the soon case, RU2, R'U', RU', R'. The next case is the bow tie case. This is where 2 opposite corners need to be oriented. For this case, you need to hold the cube so that this corner goes out like this, and this corner goes out like this, and do F, R', F', R, U, R, U', R'. The next case is the headlights case. This is where 2 adjacent corners need to be oriented, and they are both facing the same way. For this case, hold the cube so that the headlights are facing on the left, and do F, sexy move, R, U, R', U', F'. The next case is the H case, or the double headlights case. This is where 4 corners need to be oriented, and there are 2 pairs of headlights facing opposite directions. For this case, hold the cube so that the 2 headlights are facing front and back, and do R2, U2, R, U2, R2. The next case is the Bruno case. This is where 4 corners need to be oriented, and then there is only 1 pair of headlights, and the other corners are facing opposite directions. For this case, hold the cube so that the headlights are on the left, and do F, double sexy, RU, R', U', RU, R', U', and then F'. The last case is the T case. This is where 2 adjacent corners need to be oriented, and they are both facing opposite directions. For this case, hold the cube so that the correctly oriented bar is on the right, and do R, U, R', U', R', F, R, F'. The last step is to solve both layers in a single algorithm like this. Keep in mind that while these algorithms will solve both layers, you may have to apply something called AUF, which is adjust U-face, which is where you just turn the U-face until the cube is solved. The first case is where 2 adjacent corners on one layer need to be switched, and the other layer is solved. For this case, hold the cube so that the 2 adjacent corners that need to be switched are on the right, and do RU, R', U', R', F, R2, U', R', U', RU, R', F'. That algorithm may look a little long at first, but it's the same exact thing as a T-perm on 3x3. The next case is where 2 opposite corners on one layer need to be switched, and the other layer is solved. For this case, it doesn't matter how you hold the cube as long as the solved layer is on the bottom. Do F, R, U', R', U', R, U, R', F', R, U, R', U', R', F, R, F'. That algorithm may look a little long at first, but it is the exact same thing as a Y-term on 3x3. The next case is where both layers need 2 adjacent corners swapped and the other corners are solved. For this case, hold the cube so that the solved corners are in the back, and do R2, U', R2, Y, U2, R2, U', R2. The next case is where one layer has 2 adjacent corners that need to be swapped, and the other layer has 2 opposite corners that need to be swapped. For this case, hold the cube so that the solved corners are on the front face and are on the top layer, and do R, U', R', F2, R', U, R'. The last case is where both layers have 2 opposite corners that need to be switched. You can tell it's this case because you can do the AUF ahead of time and turn it into this sort of pillar face. For this case, it doesn't matter how you hold the cube as long as the correctly oriented sides are on the top and bottom, and do R2, F2, R2. After performing one of these algorithms, apply the AUF until the cube is solved, and you have solved the 2x2 cube using the Ortega method. Well, thanks for watching my first episode of Quickest Tutorial. If you have a method or a stack that you want me to do a Quickest Tutorial on, leave it in the comments below and I just might pick it for the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.